Hey everyone, Dr. Mike here. Today we're going to talk about something incredibly important. What to do if you see someone collapse suddenly. It's a situation that can happen anywhere, anytime, and to anyone. Knowing how to react calmly and effectively in those first few moments can genuinely be the difference between life and death. Many people feel helpless or freeze up in such scenarios, not because they don't care, but because they're unsure of what to do. My goal today is to empower you with clear, actionable steps so you can feel confident and prepared. We're going to break this down into a simple, easy-to-remember sequence of actions. Think of it as your emergency toolkit for this specific high-stakes situation. We'll cover everything from initially assessing the person to performing CPR and using an AED, all the way through to what you should do while waiting for professional medical help to arrive. This isn't just about learning a skill, it's about cultivating the mindset that you make a difference. It's about transforming fear into focused action. Remember, you don't need to be a medical professional to provide crucial initial aid. These steps are designed for lay people, for everyday heroes who find themselves in an extraordinary circumstance. By the end of this video, I want you to feel equipped with the knowledge and the confidence to act decisively. So grab a notepad if you like, pay close attention, and let's get into what could be life-saving information. Let's make sure we're all prepared to help when it matters most. The very first thing, even before you approach the person, is to ensure the scene is safe for you. Glance around quickly. Are there any immediate dangers like traffic, electrical hazards, or falling objects? Your safety is paramount because if you get hurt, you can't help anyone. Once you've confirmed it's safe to approach, get down beside the person. We need to determine their level of responsiveness. Don't be timid here. You need to try and elicit a response. Gently but firmly shake their shoulders and shout clearly, "Are you okay? Can you hear me?" Look for any sign of reaction, movement, eye opening, or any verbal response. This initial check is crucial because it guides your next steps. If they respond, your actions will be different than if they are completely unresponsive. If there's no response whatsoever, no movement, no sound, nothing, you must immediately check for normal breathing. This isn't just any breathing. We're looking for regular, effective breaths. Place your ear close to their mouth and nose, looking down their chest. Look, listen, and feel for breathing for no more than 10 seconds. Watch for the chest rising and falling. Listen for the sound of air. Feel for their breath on your cheek. It's important to distinguish between normal breathing and agonal gasps. Agonal breathing can sound like snorting, gurgling, or gasping, and it's not effective breathing. It's a sign of a life-threatening emergency, often cardiac arrest. If they are not breathing normally, or are only making those agonal gasps, you need to act fast. Understanding this distinction is absolutely key. If someone is unresponsive but breathing normally, you'll typically place them in the recovery position and monitor them while waiting for help. However, if they are unresponsive and not breathing normally or only gasping, we assume it's a cardiac arrest until proven otherwise, and that means immediate action is required to get oxygen to their brain and vital organs. This assessment, responsiveness and breathing, is the critical fork in the road that determines your immediate life-saving interventions. So remember, check for danger, check for response by shaking and shouting, and then check for normal breathing by looking, listening, and feeling for about 5 to 10 seconds. These initial seconds are vital. The moment you've determined the person is unresponsive and not breathing normally, or if you're ever unsure, your next immediate action is to call for professional help. This means dialing your local emergency number. In the US and Canada, it's 911. In the UK, it's 999. In Europe, it's 112. If you have your phone, use it. If not, shout loudly for someone else to call and to bring an AED if one is available. Be specific. You in the blue shirt, call 911 now and tell them we have an unresponsive adult who is not breathing. Ask them if there's an AED nearby. Delegating clearly is important in a stressful situation. Don't just shout, "Someone call 911," because everyone might assume someone else is doing it. This is known as the bystander effect. When you speak to the emergency dispatcher, stay as calm as possible and provide clear, concise information. They are trained to guide you, so listen carefully to their questions. You'll need to tell them your exact location. Be as precise as you can, including street address, cross streets, landmarks, or even GPS coordinates if you can get them from your phone. Tell them what happened, for example, I found someone collapsed, they are unresponsive and not breathing. State the number of people affected and any obvious injuries or conditions. Also, provide your name and the phone number you're calling from in case the call gets disconnected. The dispatcher may also give you instructions over the phone, such as how to perform CPR, so put your phone on speaker if possible, so your hands are free. Do not hang up until the dispatcher tells you to. They are your lifeline to professional help and can provide crucial support and instructions while you wait for the ambulance or other emergency responders to arrive. They might ask you to count compressions allowed or guide you through using an AED if one becomes available. Remember, the sooner you call, the sooner advanced medical help is on its way. Every minute counts in these situations, and that call is one of the most critical links in the chain of survival. Getting professional help en route as quickly as humanly possible significantly increases the person's chances of a positive outcome. So assess, then immediately call or delegate that call. Chapter 3. Starting CPR, pushing hard and fast for life. If the person is unresponsive and not breathing normally, and after you've ensured emergency services are on their way, you need to start cardiopulmonary resuscitation or CPR immediately. Don't delay. For an adult, you'll focus on chest compressions. Position the person on their back on a firm, flat surface. If they collapsed on a soft bed, try to move them to the floor if possible, but don't waste too much time if it's difficult. Kneel beside their chest. To find the correct hand position, place the heel of one of your hands on the center of their chest, right between the nipples. Place your other hand directly on top of the first hand and interlock your fingers, or keep them extended, ensuring pressure is applied by the heel of your hand, not your fingers. Your body positioning is key for effective CPR. Keep your arms straight and position your shoulders directly over your hands. You'll be using your body weight, not just your arm muscles, to do the compressions. Push hard and fast. For an adult, you need to compress the chest at least 2 inches, or about 5 centimeters deep. And the rate? You're aiming for a rate of 100 to 120 compressions per minute. That's quite fast. About the same tempo as the song Stayin' Alive by the Bee Gees, which can be a helpful mnemonic. It's important to allow the chest to fully recoil or return to its normal position between compressions. This allows the heart to fill with blood. So it's push hard, push fast, and allow for full chest recoil. Continue giving chest compressions without interruption as much as possible. If you're trained in CPR with rescue breaths and feel comfortable doing so, you can give 2 rescue breaths after every 30 compressions. However, if you're not trained or are unwilling to do rescue breaths, hands-only CPR, continuous chest compressions, is still highly effective and much better than doing nothing. It can be tiring, so if there's another person present who can help, switch off every 2 minutes or when you get fatigued to maintain the quality of compressions. Don't stop CPR until the person starts to show signs of life, like breathing normally. An AED is ready to be used or a trained professional takes over. Your efforts are literally keeping blood flowing to their brain and vital organs. Chapter 4. Using an AED, the power of an automated external defibrillator. If an automated external defibrillator or AED becomes available while you're performing CPR, it's crucial to use it as soon as possible. AEDs are life-saving devices designed to be used by laypeople. They can analyze the person's heart rhythm and, if necessary, deliver an electrical shock to try and restore a normal heartbeat in cases of sudden cardiac arrest caused by certain electrical problems in the heart. Look for AEDs in public places like airports, shopping malls, gyms, and office buildings. They are often in clearly marked cabinets. If someone brings an AED, the first step is to turn it on. Most AEDs have a green power button. Once it's on, the machine will guide you with clear voice prompts and often visual instructions on a small screen. The AED will tell you exactly what to do. Typically, the next step is to expose the person's chest. You may need to cut or remove clothing. The AED will come with pads that have diagrams showing where to place them on the person's bare chest. One pad usually goes on the upper right side of the chest, just below the collarbone, and the other pad goes on the lower left side of the chest, under the armpit, on the rib cage. Make sure the pads are firmly adhered to the skin. If the person is very hairy where the pads need to go, you might need to quickly shave the area with the razor that's often included in the AED kit, or use a second set of pads to rip off the hair if available to ensure good contact. Also, try to avoid placing pads directly over implanted medical devices if visible, or medication patches. Remove patches if you see them. Once the pads are in place, the AED will instruct everyone to stand clear while it analyzes the person's heart rhythm. It's very important that no one is touching the person during analysis or if a shock is advised. If the AED determines a shock is needed, it will tell you to press the shock button, which is usually flashing. Before you press it, loudly announce clear, to make sure everyone is away from the person. After the shock is delivered, or if no shock is advised, the AED will usually tell you to resume CPR immediately. Continue following the AED's prompts. It will typically reanalyze the rhythm every 2 minutes. Using an AED significantly increases the chances of survival from sudden cardiac arrest, so don't be afraid to use one. They are designed to be user-friendly and will not shock someone who doesn't need it. Chapter 5. Staying vigilant, monitoring until professional help arrives. Once you've started CPR and an AED has been used, if available, your role isn't over. You need to continue providing care and monitoring the person until professional emergency medical services arrive and take over. If you're doing CPR, continue with chest compressions and rescue breaths if you're trained and able, following the AED's prompts if one is attached. If the person starts to show obvious signs of life, such as regaining consciousness, moving purposefully, or breathing normally on their own, you can stop CPR. If they are breathing normally but still unresponsive, carefully roll them onto their side into the recovery position. This helps keep their airway open and prevents them from choking if they vomit. Keep checking their breathing regularly. While waiting, try to gather any information that might be helpful for the paramedics. Does anyone know the person? Do they have any known medical conditions, allergies, or are they on any medications? Is there any identification on them, like a medical alert bracelet or information in their wallet? This information can be very valuable to the medical team. If there are bystanders, they can help look for this information or comfort any distressed family or friends. Keep the area around the person as clear as possible for when the emergency responders arrive, so they have space to work. Your calm and continued assistance is still vital. Remember, even if the person seems to be recovering, it's essential that they are assessed by medical professionals. They will need further evaluation and treatment. When the paramedics arrive, clearly and concisely tell them what happened, what actions you took, like CPR duration, number of shocks delivered by the AED, if any, and any changes you observed in the person's condition. Your information provides a crucial bridge from the moment of collapse to their advanced care. You've done an incredible job by stepping in and providing immediate care. Staying with them, monitoring them, and providing a clear handover to the professionals are the final important steps in your role as a first responder. So that's a comprehensive overview of what to do if you witness someone collapse. We've covered checking for responsiveness and breathing, calling emergency services, starting CPR, using an AED, and staying with the person until help arrives. It might seem like a lot to remember, but these steps are logical and sequential. The key is to remain as calm as possible and to act decisively. Taking a certified first aid and CPR course can provide you with hands-on practice and build your confidence even further. I highly encourage everyone to do so. Knowing these skills doesn't just prepare you for a potential emergency, it empowers you. It transforms you from a passive bystander into an active first responder, someone who can truly make a life-altering difference. The reality is that sudden cardiac arrest can happen to anyone, and the actions taken in the first few minutes are the most critical for survival. Your willingness to learn and act is a testament to your compassion and your commitment to helping others in your community. These are skills that we hope we never have to use, but if the moment comes, you'll be glad you're prepared. Remember, your quick actions can save a life. Stay calm, act fast, and always be prepared. Thanks for watching, and stay safe. I hope this video has been informative and has given you the confidence to step up if you're ever faced with such a situation. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with others who might benefit from this knowledge. Let's spread awareness and create a community of lifesavers.